Consume Me is a new indie game that just came out. You should play it. This is a recommendation video. It should maybe go without saying since I make these videos for fun, but just in case, I bought this game with my own money. This video is not part of a content creator review deal. I just like the game. Consume Me might at first glance look a little bit like Florence or Venba, two indie games about playing cute minigames and progressing through cute narratives. Consume Me does include those things, but for one, the runtime is much, much longer than either Florence or Venba. No shade, those are both great games, but the reality of games as products sold for money is not kind to games like Florence or Venba. My full playthrough of Consume Me clocked in at 6.5 hours, for whatever that's worth to you. Consume Me has more to it, and you might even want to play it more than once. That is because Consume Me is also a life sim strategy game. It's a game about balancing economies of statistics, making choices to keep your bars, meters, and gauges at reasonable levels so that you can accomplish your other goals. Like Florence and Venba, Consume Me has the strength of being a game for everybody, a game that anyone can enjoy. But Consume Me also has real, sticky strategy game friction. You choose what outfit to wear each day because different clothes grant different stat bonuses or perks. But after wearing most of them, eventually you will need to do laundry to wear those outfits again. Doing laundry takes time, of course, but hey, if you do an okay job of folding, mom will give you some money for it. Wow, they do it different in New York. Walking the dog, picking up dollar bills left and right. Must be nice. In terms of being a life sim strategy game, Consume Me plays sort of like Tokimeki Memorial, which I know you've played. Or Long Live the Queen, a lesser-known indie game from over 10 years ago, that I know you've played. I played about half of Consume Me using a controller and half with the mouse controls. Both work very well, but I ended up preferring a controller, which surprised me for the type of game that it is. Life runs according to the calendar. Each day, you get a few chances to make a few choices. Each day, there will be at least one random event that you cannot fully control. Some outcomes are positive, and some are not. You have to be ready for anything. Every chapter of the game, which usually consists of 1 week, you have different goals to try for. The chapters can have a totally different flow and feel to them depending on what you're trying to get accomplished, and all of that is balanced out with the game's systems in a really interesting and satisfying way. You can tell that a lot of care was put into the raw balance of the game, which is cool, since the game's attitude seems to be trying really hard to obfuscate that fact. The art style of the game looks really cool, and the screen being sliced into thirds is neat. The music of Consume Me is also great, it's a perfect match for the action on screen. It's quite stylish, the game's presentation. How you do in the funny minigames affects what sort of bonuses you receive from them. Only about an hour into the game, you might already be keeping track in your head of what you want to do tomorrow, or the day after that, in order to meet your goals. As you get better at activities through repetition, you unlock skills through level ups that change how you will want to approach reaching your milestones. It's really fun. There is an achievement for somehow, in your busy schedule, reading all of a title parody version of Infinite Jest. That's a great joke, but more so, I think the joke is on me, because when I play through the game again, I think my main goal will be to try finishing that whole book. That sounds like a fun challenge. I want to mention that almost all of the footage I'm showing in this video is of the first 2 hours of the game. There are many cool surprises in the last 2/3 of the game that I wouldn't want to take away from anyone's first experience. The narrative is cute and all, but I want to make clear that I'm talking about mechanics spoilers. Consume Me just keeps finding interesting new things to throw at the player. The story is fun too, though. The game itself is semi-autobiographical, going by the game's own tagline. You could say that it's quite personal to the lead creator of the game, Jenny, who does, in fact, share a name with the protagonist/player character. Alright, I glanced at the Steam reviews, which there are 207 of at time of writing, and there is one spoilery thing that I want to share my opinion on. One thing that a lot of people keep bringing up. No, I won't be saying what it is. Look, the way I see it, it has a healthy dose of satire juice in there. It reads as very playful, which is perfectly in step with the vibe of the rest of the game. It isn't mocking of anybody, and it definitely isn't a mockery. It's playful. What am I talking about? Well, you'll just have to play the game for yourself. One thing that Consume Me and Tokimeki Memorial have in common are the way that they make me feel, lingering for a while after a play session. The life sim schedule gameplay, the character building, makes me feel good about how I go about my day in real life. I can't explain it. It doesn't make me change any of my real life behaviors. It doesn't necessarily inspire me to try to optimize bettering myself in my real day any more than I always do, Yet it still somehow leaves me with a good feeling, going about my day while still thinking about the game. I hope this happens for you too. I had a great time playing through Consume Me. No matter how you choose to spend your day, Consume Me will get you closer to where you need to be. It's a lot more than just a morsel, is what I would say if I were a publication about to give this game a review score, but I don't do that.